Hello, everyone, and welcome. Do you plan to do some shopping at Harbor Freight and you want to get the latest deals available? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be covering in this video. These are the latest coupons available for May from Harbor Freight. So let's take a look today at the Harbor Freight Spring Have Sprung coupons available right now. Sit back, relax, let's get into the video. All right, guys, welcome back. Glad you could join me again. Today, we're looking at the Harbor Freight Spring Have Sprung coupons for May 2024. And no, that's not a mistake. I didn't type that wrong. That's something Harbor Freight put up, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Anyway, so if you want to check out these coupons, they're all available for you at my website under the Extras tab. Just go to my website, and there's the domain right there. Type that into your browser, head on over to the Extras tab, and look for the Harbor Freight Spring Have Sprung coupons for May 2024. And all these coupons are good from right now, whenever you see this video, all the way through the 12th of May 2024. But anyway, so looking at this title right here, Harbor Freight Spring Have Sprung coupons. I did not write that. I put it over here. Obviously, I copied it over, but I did not write that. Sometimes I will write titles for these things, trying to make it more interesting and catchy, because sometimes Harbor Freight has terrible titles. But Harbor Freight wrote this, and I was really surprised because I would think Harbor Freight has a lot of very intelligent, well-educated college professionals working for them, and they come up with Spring Have Sprung, and then through. Kind of what is wrong with their typing? Those college degrees aren't making much of a difference anymore, are they? Or are they hiring some of the migrants coming across the border in California? I don't know. I leave that up to you. But anyway, it seems to me like the education level has kind of dropped a little bit in this country if you put Spring Have Sprung instead of Spring Has Sprung. I guess the grammar and the tenses are just not being learned or being taught anymore because maybe people just don't identify with the proper tenses anymore. The English language is just falling apart. But anyway, let's not get too deep into that. Let's take a look at some of the different coupons that Harbor Freight has put out for this month and take a look at what's going on. So we start off right here with some savings on a 7 horsepower plate compactor with wheel kit so you can wheel it around when you're not compacting stuff. There you go. That's one of the interesting things about Harbor Freight. They have a heck of a lot of different things for construction and so forth, so you can do a lot of interesting stuff without having to pay top dollar for it and get some really top name brands, or even rent it sometimes if you're going to use it all the time. In this case, here you go. Right now you can get this guy for $650. Normally $700, so you save yourself $50 with these coupons. And if you want to cover up your equipment, or if you plan on doing some moving or storing some stuff away and you need something to keep them nice and safe, here you have from Franklin a 72 by 80 inch moving blanket for $7. Normally $9, so you save 22% on this guy. Or if you want to do some engine work and you need to pull it out of the car or pull it back in, here you go from Pittsburgh, the 1-ton foldable shop crane for $230, normally $270, save yourself $40. Or if you want to do some work on your car and you got to lift it up, here you go with the Daytona 3-ton professional floor jack with rapid pump for $140 right now. Normally $170, save yourself $30. And this guy comes in 4 different colors, orange, black, green, or blue, which you see right there in the coupon. Or how about for some other automotive work or different things around your shop? How about a compressor? Here you go with the Fortress 27-gallon, 200 psi high-performance vertical shop auto air compressor for $350 right now, normally $400. So you save yourself $50 right now. And if you're looking to do some concrete work, here you go, one of the cheapest concrete mixers on the market, because there's plenty others out there, but there's a lot more expensive than this guy. Here you go with the Central Machinery 3 1/2 cubic foot cement mixer for $200 even. Normally $250, so right now you save yourself $50. And if you want to move some stuff around, here are some tie downs for you from Hallmaster, the 3,300 pound capacity 2-inch by 27-foot ratcheting tie downs for only $12, normally $16, so that's 25% you save. Or how about a shop vac to do some cleaning up after you make a big mess? From Bauer, you have the 6-gallon, 4 horsepower peak wet dry vacuum for $40 right now, normally $60. That's 33% you save. Or summer's right around the corner, got to do some painting and cleaning up after winter has been fairly brutal on a lot of the exterior parts of your property? Well, here you go from Avanti, the handheld HVLP paint and stain sprayer for $40 right now, normally $80, so that's 50% off. That is a pretty big savings on that guy. I've never seen it go down that far. Or here you go, like I said, summer is right around the corner, so it's going to start getting pretty warm, and you want to make sure that the AC in your vehicle works. Here you go, one of the cheapest sets out there. I mean, there are some cheaper, but if you like shopping at Harbor Freight, here you go. Here's a fairly economical one, and I do have this set, and I've used it several times. It works just fine. And if you want to see a review on this guy, I did a review a few years ago where I talked about this guy, how it works and so forth, how to use it, hook it up, etc. I'll put up a link in the corner of this video if you want to go check that out. But right now, here you have from Pittsburgh, the R134A AC manifold gauge set for only $50. Normally $65, that's 23% you can save right now. You can use this guy to top off the AC in your vehicle and stay nice and cool during the summer. How about with this guy here if you want to do some tailgating or hanging out at the park or anything like that? Here you go with a foldable aluminum sports chair. Your choice of colors, either green or blue. Right now you can get this guy for $25, normally $35. So that's 28% you save. Or here you go, if you want to do some fixing up around your property and so forth, and you want to repair and replace some drywall, from Franklin, the 150-pound capacity drywall panel hoist for $200 was $250. Right now you save $50. And I would say it's $200 if you're going to do a lot of paneling over a lot of different days. It might be a smart choice. But if you're not, take a look and see how much it is for the rental in your area, because you can rent these guys, and if it's not too expensive, it might be cheaper to rent it. But of course, if you're going to be doing a lot of these and you do it on a regular basis, $200 is not that bad. Or here we go with a couple of plasma cutters from Titanium. You have either a 65 amp plasma cutter or a 45 amp plasma cutter, both from Titanium. The 65 right now you're looking at $1,100, normally $1,300, so that's $200 you can save. And the 45 is $800, normally $880, so it's $80 you save yourself. Not too bad if you need some plasma cutting, going to be cutting some metal and you want to do it quick and easy instead of using blades and saws and stuff like that. And if you want to do some repair work on your motorcycle or ATV, Pittsburgh right now has the 1,500-pound capacity steel ATV motorcycle lift for only $110. That's not too bad. Normally $130, so that's $20 you save. And here's another jack for you if you want something a little less expensive than the Daytonas. From Pittsburgh, the 3-ton low-profile aluminum racing floor jack with rapid pump, $220 right now, normally $250. That's $30 you save. And if you're going to be doing some work outdoors and you want to stay kind of cool in the shade, it's always going to be hot, but may as well stay in the shade and try and avoid getting some skin cancer. Here you go with the Cover Pro 10x10 slant leg pop-up canopy for $50, normally $60, so that's 16% you save yourself. Or if you need to do some transferring of some fluid, here you go with a battery-operated liquid transfer pump for $7, normally $13, that's 46% off. And this is a liquid transfer pump, not for heavy things like gear oil or transmission fluid or grease or any of that kind of stuff. And I do have a video that I'm going to be doing real soon on a transfer pump for those things that I just mentioned, like transmission fluid, gear oil, all that kind of good stuff. And that's one reason right there to be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. That way you stay informed every time I do another one of these money-saving videos for Harbor Freight, Home Depot, Lowe's, Amazon, or any other great place that I can find to save you guys some money, and also when I review some great products from different companies to let you know what good products are available out there for all the different things you want to do. When it comes to product reviews, I'm the guinea pig. I find the good ones and the bad ones so that way you don't make the mistake and buy the wrong product. Alright, so let's see what else do we have here. Here you go. If you need a submersible utility pump from Drummond for $130 right now, normally $150, that's $20 you save yourself. Or from Badlands, a 3,500-pound ATV Power Sport 12-volt winch with wire rope for $125, normally $150, that's $25 off right now. Or from Predator, a clear water pump. Here you go with a gasoline engine for $200, normally $230, that's $30 you save. Or if you want a hammer drill driver from Bauer, right now they have the Bauer 20-volt cordless 1/2-inch hammer drill driver kit for $55, normally $70, that's 21% off. And you know, this guy keeps going up in price, $70. It used to be a lot cheaper before, and it used to drop lower than this. I mean, it would drop down to like 49 bucks or something like that. Now 55 seems to be about the norm. So it's not bad. I don't have the drill driver. I have the Bauer impact driver, and it's not a bad unit. It's worked out for me just fine for many, many years. I got it way back when it came out several years ago, and it's still working just fine. So I imagine the drill driver is probably the same composition on the inside, just a different chuck on it. And here we go also with the Warrior 10 amp 7-inch variable speed rotary polisher and sander for 30 bucks right now. Normally 40 bucks, that's 25% off. And again, I always point out these are not bad units. I have one of these from way back when, before it got updated and upgraded and made to look a little prettier. I have the old one from way old Harbor Freight when it had the old orange body, and it's still cranking away. It still works just fine. So if this one has similar internals to that one, it should work just fine for 30 bucks. You can use this guy for a lot of different stuff. And here you go with another transfer pump for 60 bucks. Normally 65, that's 7% off. Or if you need from Pittsburgh an adjustable shop stool, you need to sit down and rest your back and so forth when you're doing some work in the shop. Here you go from Pittsburgh for 60 bucks. You can get this guy right now. Normally 75, that's 20% off. And it comes in 4 different colors, black, red, green, or blue. Or how about this guy from Pittsburgh, the 450-pound capacity low lift transmission jack for 95 bucks was 125 bucks. So that's 30 bucks you save right there. And, you know, these guys come in handy for doing all sorts of transmission work and so forth. And speaking about transmission work, I will be doing some kind of transmission work, well, more like maintenance on my truck in the very near future. If you enjoy that kind of video, I will be replacing the fluid and so forth on that one. And I did get the transfer pump that I mentioned earlier to do that kind of work. That'll be coming up, and I'll talk all about that in that video. But if you like transmission work or maintenance or any of that kind of stuff on older vehicles like my Dodge Ram, that's one video that you can look forward to. And here you go with the Zurich ZR13 OBD2 code reader with ABS, SRS, and Fix Assist for 140 bucks, was 160. That's only 20 bucks you save. And speaking of which, I did a review of a Bluetooth OBD2 code reader a little while ago, and that one's a lot cheaper than this one, and it does pretty much everything this guy does, and it has a lot of possibility for growth in the future. And then someone mentioned that I should look into a different one, and I found another one from ThinkCar that I'm going to be doing a review on really soon. That one's on order right now. It should be coming soon, and that one's even cheaper and does more stuff than that one. So stay tuned for that video. It's a Bluetooth OBD2 code reader that you use with an app on your phone, and it's even cheaper than that one. It's like around 60-70 bucks. So that's one I think you guys are going to be interested in. And it does a lot of good stuff too, by what I could read. All right, here we go with the Pittsburgh 22-ton air hydraulic floor jack. If you need something like that, 330 bucks right now. Normally 380, that's 50 bucks off. Or from Hercules, the 15-amp 10-inch compact job site table saw with rack and pinion fencing for 330 bucks. Normally 380, that's 50 bucks off. And again, that's a normal price that this guy drops down to. Pretty much, it's always around the 330 range when they drop it down. So if you can't get it right now, don't worry. It'll come around again in the future if it doesn't work into your budgeting right now. And here you go if you need some pigskin leather work gloves from Hardy for 4 bucks. Normally 6. There you go. That's 33% off. Comes in medium, large, or extra large. And here you go if you want a simple, economical, easy to use drill for drilling and driving and doing simple things around the house. You don't want anything big and heavy duty. Here you go. Simple, economical little drill from Warrior. 12-volt cordless 3/8-inch drill driver kit for $16.50. Under 17 bucks. Normally 20 bucks. That's 17% you save. Like I said, this is not a heavy-duty drill. It's not going to be doing any major work. I don't think it may even drill properly into concrete or any of that. But for wood and drywall and stuff like that, it should be competent enough. And under 20 bucks comes with the battery and the charger and all that stuff. Simple enough for hanging frames and doing stuff around the house like that. If you need a big tarp to cover things up, here you go with the 8-foot by 10-foot silver and black extreme duty weather-resistant tarp for 12 bucks right now, normally 15, so that's 20% off you save. You need some big giant cable ties to hold things together, like that body you got in the trunk of your car. Well, there you go, from Storehouse. 24-inch cable ties 10-pack for only 2 bucks. That'll save yourself some money right there. Normally $2.30, that's 13% you save, comes in black or white. And if you need a safe cabinet right there, there you go from Union Safe, 150 bucks for that guy. Normally 200, that's 50 bucks you save. Or a nice big tarp to wrap that body that you got in your trunk, there you go. 19 by 29 4-inch all-purpose weather-resistant tarp, 25 bucks right now. Normally 30, that's 16% you save. Or how about a compressor from Fortress, a different one? Here you go with a nice, quiet, not so noisy 10-gallon 175 psi shop auto air compressor for 250 bucks. Normally 290, that's 40 bucks you save. Or here's a nice welding helmet for you from Titanium, the 9.3 square inch auto darkening welding helmet for 90 bucks right now. Normally 110 bucks. That's 20 bucks you save right there. Nice green color. I like that shade of green. And I'm not really a big fan of green. And don't get me wrong, don't get mad at me if green is your favorite color. I like green just fine. I like green on two things. Grass, or lawn, I should say, not the other grass, lawn, and on money. The old greenbacks, as they used to be called. I don't even know if that applies anymore. The color of the American money has been changing so much, it's kind of like a little ridiculous. Right now, it has like every color under the rainbow.
Look at all that pink and purple. Our money sure is gay.
So I don't even know if they're called greenbacks anymore. So anyway, there you go. Nice shade of green if you want a helmet like that. And from Niagara, if you want a lightweight kink-free woven hose, here you go, 50-footer by 5/8 for 30 bucks. Normally 40, that's 25% off. Or if you want some security lights, which aren't very bright at all, 115 lumens, that's not very bright. Not really a great security light. I mean, they'll light up your way, but it's about the same as moonlight. Let's put it that way. Not going to scare anybody away, not going to do anything major. Just enough to maybe make it easier for the thieves to see when they're trying to break into your door. There you go. 8 bucks right now, normally 12. That's 33% off. Comes in white or black. And if you want an inexpensive multi-purpose tool, here you go from Warrior, the 2-amp variable speed oscillating multi-tool for 14 bucks. Normally 20. That's 30% off. Again, not very expensive, cheap enough for the DIYer that's just starting out that wants to do some stuff around the house. These little oscillating multi-tools come in very, very handy. It's under 15 bucks, very economical. You're just starting out, you find out how it works, you find out what it can do for you, and you can always build up to a better tool down the road. And if you need some cleaning cloths for keeping your cars and everything clean, there you go from Grant's, the 12 by 12 inch microfiber cleaning cloth 4-pack for 2 bucks. That's only like, what, 50 cents a towel? That's not too bad. Normally 4 bucks, that's 50% off. Or from Bauer, you have the SDS Plus variable speed rotary hammer for 75 bucks. Normally 100, that's 25% off. Or some vehicle ramps. Here you go from Pittsburgh, the 4,000 pound capacity solid steel auto ramp set for 60 bucks. I don't even know how many vehicles you can use this with anymore. Maybe some big trucks, maybe some trucks that are 4-wheel drive, but these guys are so steep and most cars these days are so low that I don't think most cars will be able to use these ramps. But again, if you have a nice big tall vehicle like a truck, you probably can use these guys. These guys are normally 70 bucks, so you save 14 bucks right now. Or from Pittsburgh, here you have the 1/2-inch drive impact deep socket set, a 10-piece for 28 bucks. Normally 33, that's 15% off. Or another Fortress. Wow, they have a lot of Fortress compressors in these coupons. Here you go, the Spring have Sprung coupons. Here you go with the 1-gallon 135 psi hand carry job site air compressor for 140 bucks. Normally 160, that's 20 bucks off. You know, that's fairly expensive for a hand carry air compressor, but these are supposed to be very quiet. So if you're using it at a job site like somebody's house or something, and you don't want to have a lot of racket, that would be the only reason to pay for something this small and this expensive. Because you can get a pancake or a hot dog or whatever, well, a hot dog, same as this one, from McGraw for like 1/2 the price. So bear that in mind when you're looking at these guys. And here you go, if you need an inexpensive little pocket pen light from Braun, the 140 lumens rechargeable LED pocket pen light for 15 bucks. Again, not very bright, but it is a little flashlight to keep in your pocket. Right now, 15 bucks, normally 20, that's 25% off. Or you need to do some cleaning up around your yard. Here you have the Portland 22-inch corded electric trimmer for 30 bucks. Normally 35, that's 14%. You know, this is a corded electric trimmer. $30. I suggest really get yourself a battery operated one. I didn't used to be a fan of this stuff, but it all depends what you're doing. Like for me, I have to get up on ladders, I have to pretty tall bushes, and sometimes you get tangled up with the cord. If you're just standing on the ground, I mean, you might still get tangled up and fall down and hurt yourself or something. So do be careful if you're doing that. But the best way to not get tangled up is to spend a little bit more money. You could probably spend like 50, $60 and get a battery operated one, and then you have no cord to worry about. So consider that. Sometimes it's not better to cheap out. It's better to spend a little more and be a little safer. And here you go with the Icon 43-inch 400-pound capacity professional creeper for $100. Normally $140. That's $40 you save. And another welding helmet from Titanium, the 7-square-inch auto-darkening welding helmet for $70. Normally $80. That's 12% off. And here you go from Vanguard, a 2-foot triple tap 3-outlet extension cord for under $4, was $5, so that's 22% you save. Or if you need an economical little mechanics tool set from Pittsburgh with lifetime warranty, the 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2 inch drive SAE and metric socket set, 64 pieces, not bad for somebody starting out, or if you want to keep it in the trunk of your vehicle or something for emergency use. $30 right now, not very expensive at all. Normally $40, that's 25% off. Or if you need some universal joints to go with that tool set, here you go from Pittsburgh, the universal socket adapter set, 3 pieces for $5.99. Normally $10, that's 40% off. You know, these guys used to be like $3.99 just a couple years ago. Now they're $5.99. I'm talking on sale, obviously. So it's gone up a bit. And here you have a nice little storage container to keep all your nuts and bolts in, so you don't lose all your nuts and bolts. Here you go, the Storehouse 8-bin large portable parts storage case for $10. Normally $13, that's 23% off. And all these little dividers are movable, so you can adjust it to whatever is convenient for you. And you notice you have to say the hardware is sold separately. Yeah, like people are going to think that it comes full of nuts and bolts. Yeah, I don't think so, folks. Here you go with the Bunker Hill plastic ammo box for $8.84. Normally $10, that's 11% off. Well, these guys are getting more and more expensive. Every time I see one of these, they keep creeping up in price. Oh my goodness. Here you go if you want an economical little variable speed belt sander from Bauer, the 8-amp 3-inch by 21 variable speed belt sander for $40. Normally $55, that's 27% off. Or if you want a steel service cart from US General, 36 by 24, 2-shelf steel service cart for $70, was $80. That's 12% you save right now with this coupon. And here you go from Grant's, a compact detail seat for $55. Good for doing all sorts of detailing and stuff like that. Put all your chemicals and stuff in there, or your favorite beverages. This guy was $65. Right now you save 15% off. Or if you need from Hercules, a 12-amp variable speed fixed base router, which plunge base kit for $85 was $100. That's 15% off. That's fairly expensive for a router. You can get some DeWalt's and Milwaukee's for similar pricing. Hercules wants to compete with DeWalt's and Milwaukee's, and I just don't see it. I'd rather get a DeWalt or a Milwaukee instead of a Hercules any day. And they do come with much longer warranties. And an important thing, when you're comparing the high-end expensive tools like this, Harbor Freight doesn't have any replacement parts for when your tools break. DeWalt, Milwaukee, Metabo, Makita, Bosch, all those tools, if you have an expensive tool and you want to keep it going, you can get replacement parts and fix your tool and keep it going. Obviously, it gets to a point sometimes where the cost of the replacement parts may not be worth it if the tool is old enough, but you get my point. You can replace little things like the brushes wear out, the handles break off, etc., etc. Where with Hercules, you can't. When something breaks, you got to throw it away and get a new one. That's all it does. And it only has a 90-day warranty, so you can't even take it back. So compared to DeWalt, yeah, you may want to. So here you go also if you need a lock set. 1.5-inch key-to-like padlock 3-pack for $3. That's $1 a lock. Normally $6, that's 50% off. Or here you have the 74-bin mobile double-sided floor rack from Storehouse for $130. Normally $150, that's $20 off. Or if you need to do some towing, here you have from Hallmaster the triple ball trailer hitch mount with hook for $40 right now. Normally $45, that's 11% off. Or if you need some high visibility deep impact socket set, 1/2-inch drive high visibility deep impact, 10-piece for $12. That's more than $1 a piece. For normally 16 bucks, that's 25% off. And if you want a different plasma cutter, here you go from Chicago Electric, the 20 amp plasma cutter for 330 bucks right now. Normally 400, that's 70 bucks off. And I know this is a plasma cutter, but just to mention that, you know what, I do have a welder coming in real soon that I just ordered that will be very comparable to the titanium welders, does the same stuff, but at a much better price. If you want to check that out, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because as a bonus, you get to see me make a fool out of myself. Hopefully not, because I don't know how to weld, but I want to get into welding. So I found a welder that is comparable to the titanium, but at the Chicago Electric price. I thought that was a heck of a smart way to go. So I'm going to test that guy out, make a review video for you guys, and I'm going to learn how to weld at the same time. So if you want to see a guy burn his hands off or something, well, hopefully not. That's my moneymaker. That's how I make my living. I can't burn my hands off.
Oh, those are nice. You know, I never noticed this before. They're smooth, creamy, delicate, yet masculine.
But if you want to see me make a fool out of myself, go ahead and check that out when that comes out. Yeah, let's see here. How about if you need from Hallmaster a 3-inch PVC swivel caster, normally $350, that's 14% off. Or here you go, Dollar Days all over again. Well, only for this item. From Merlin, the 1/4 inch steel industrial plug for 99 cents was $1.79. That's 44% off. Female or male, depends what you associate with. There you go, from Merlin. You can pick that guy up. And here you have from Hardy the A5 cut resistant work gloves for $4. Normally $5, that's 20% off. Or some of these Luminar Outdoors 10-inch solar LED copper finish pathway lights pen pack for $17. Normally $20, that's 15% off. You know, these guys are not very good. That's why they're $17. I have a neighbor of mine that got these about a year or so ago, and a year later, they don't even charge up anymore. They don't even light up at night anymore. And they were never that bright to begin with. So keep in mind, these are very dim little pathway lights. That's why you see them so close together. I did a review of some lights a little while ago that I've been using since I did that review, and they work out really, really nicely. I'll put up a link in the corner of this video. They're more expensive, but they are a metal body. You see here it says copper finish. These guys are actually maybe a copper finish on an alloy body. It is an aluminum alloy kind of a body, so it doesn't rot, it doesn't get rusty or anything, and it does have the same copper finish, and it is very, very bright. I put those like 3 feet apart, and they still light up the area very nicely. So check out that video. It's more expensive, but it does give you a lot more. And here you go, if you want from Braun, a 300 lumens magnetic pocket work light. Here you go. This one I think is better than the one we saw previously. It's just a little bit more expensive for $5. Normally $7, 28% off, but it does have double the lumens, so keep that in mind. Or for you Icon guys, here you go. The Icon 3/8-inch drive professional semi-deep socket set, 12 pieces for $30. Normally $40. That's 25% off. So these guys are your Goldilocks. They're not too short, they're not too tall, they're just right, just in between. There you go, semi-deep sockets. There you go. All right, how about some stretchy cords from Hallmaster? Assorted length elastic stretchy cord, 6 pieces for $3.29. Normally $4. That's 17% off. Or from Chicago Electric, your 4-inch biscuit plate joiner. There you go for $50. Normally $60. That's 16% off. Or if you need a little organizer for all your tools and shovels and rakes and stuff like that from Yukon, 65-inch multi-purpose wall mount tool organizer for $11. Normally $15. That's 26% off. Or how about from Merlin, if you need to be able to blow things out? This guy really blows. There you go, the high flow blow gun kit for $14. Normally $18. That's 22% off. Or if you need to do some cutting of metal and so forth, from Warrior, the 4.5-inch Type 2742 metal cutoff wheels 10-pack for $5. That's about 50 cents a piece. Normally $8. That's 37% you save, and that's a lot cheaper than Lowe's or Home Depot. And if you want a nice little organizer, here you go from Storehouse, the toolbox organizer with 4 drawers for $15. Nice and convenient to keep all your nuts and bolts and doodads and so forth. Your bits and bobs, as my English friends likes to say. Here you go, $15 right there, normally $20. That's 25% you save. Or how about some high carbon steel rotary rasp set, a 10-piece for $5. Try saying that fast 3 times, rotary rasps. Wow, I have trouble with that. Anyway, $5. Normally $9, that's 44% off. Or you want some different cutoff wheels from Chief, the 3-inch cutoff wheels, 5-pack for $4. That's not 40 cents a piece. That's like 80 cents a piece. Normally $6. That's 33% you save. Or from Pierce, here you can get the 16-gauge professional hardwood finish nailer for $90. Was $130. That's $40 you save. Or some screwdriver set, the Pittsburgh Comfort Grip screwdriver set, 70 pieces. That's a lot of stuff right there for $20. Normally $30. That's 33% off. Or some anti-fatigue mat. There you go for $9. These guys come in really, really handy. I have a few of these guys myself. $9 right now, normally $11. That's 18% off. Or if you want a canvas tarp, a 6x8 canvas tarp for $19. Normally $28. That's 32% off. Or here you go with the Predator 2000-watt super quiet inverter generator with CO Secure technology for $550 right now, normally $600. That's $50 you save. Or if you want a different Daytona jack, the 3-ton low-profile professional floor jack with rapid pump for $140 right now, normally $190. That's $50 you save. And again, this guy comes in 4 colors: black, green, blue, or orange. Or how about this guy to do some drywall sanding? The Bauer 5-amp 9-inch variable speed drywall sander for $100 even. Normally $160, so that's $60 you save. Or here you have the titanium MiG 170 professional welder with 120 and 240 input for $500. Normally $550, so that's $50 you save. The one that I got, the one that I mentioned, is very comparable to the MiG 145. So if you're interested in that kind of welder, that's one that I'm going to be reviewing very, very soon. So stay tuned for that one. And here we go with the magnetic hook set, 4 pieces for $3, normally $5. That's 40% off. Or from Maddox, if you want the disc brake pad and caliper service tool, 11-piece for $30 right now, normally $45. That's 33% off. And I always like to point out that you can get these guys and use it for free. A normal DIY repair job on your own vehicle, you can get these guys at O'Reilly, AutoZone, etc., and they'll rent them to you for free. You don't need to spend $30 if you're only going to do it one time every blue moon. If you're a technician, then that's a whole different matter. And here we are at the end of the coupon, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye for now.